Exam time is a stress time. You have a lot of things to do and you don't know how to start, from where to start. You have just about a month left and so many things to do. We have some quick tips for you from Anudeep YourStudyBuddy. Number 1, the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto rule, which says that 20% of your efforts are going to bring you 80% of the result. Same could be with your exams. So find out which are those 20% chapters, topics or questions which can help you cover around 80% of your question paper. For this, you may have to refer to your past papers. So do that and make a list of all such 20% topics or questions for each subject. Number 2, time allocation. Time is extremely important now. For each subject, you will have to find out how much time approximately you need. Now, number of lessons you have in your scope for the exam, the subject level difficulty for you, the amount of study you have done so far in the year, and the availability of the study leave is going to help you decide how much time you should allocate per subject. Now, keep in mind that never keep the entire revision just before the exams. The last day should always just be for the bullet point revision. Number 3, using the information you have gathered in the first 2 points, now it's a time to make a timetable. A calendar, mark down the days on which day you will study which subject. If you have say about 5 to 6 hours to study, then you can actually have maybe 2 subjects to study in a day. Be very realistic and do not allocate say 12 hours or 15 hours a day, which may not be practical, but have a good target for yourself. Make that timetable and stick to that. Number 4, now you have to really prioritize and focus. You have to find out what's important and what's urgent. Now there could be some not important and not urgent things like watching a television, mobile movie, unnecessary outings. That's going to be in your quadrant 1. There could be some things which are important but not urgent. For example, your daily study routine or pursuing a habit between the breaks or listening to news. Now that's going to be your quadrant 2. Number 3, the third quadrant is going to be for things which are urgent but not very important, like submission of your journals or deadline of your internal projects. So that you can list down in your number 3 quadrant. And the most important one is the most important and urgent, that's number 4. So solving last year papers in 21 days before the exam, revisiting the difficult topics is going to be extremely important and urgent for you. So note down all those things in the quadrant 4, and that's where you have to start your study from. Now is the time for action. Now is the time for study. But we all are humans and we have a habit of procrastination. So how do we work on that? There is a book written by a famous author, Brian Tracy, Eat the Frog First, and he says you always have to start with the topics or the things or the tasks which you seem to don't like, or maybe you find it very difficult. So find out which are those and start with them first. Now as a student, you have to find out, you have to be very honest to yourself, find out that subject or chapter or topic you have been really avoiding so far in this year, and you have to start with that. And lastly, when you start your studies, fix a time slot or a place. Do not change your place often. Keep away all the distractions, be it mobile, laptop, pets or even food. Now we as humans, our attention time is not much, so maybe after every 20-25 minutes or 30 minutes you can take a break, walk around in the room, go to the washroom, eye exercise, but no cell phones, laptop and social media. At the end, make note of all the points or topics you have covered as you had planned, but maybe some of them are not done, so you may have to go back and revisit your timetable so that you have a realistic progress in front of you to be able to start the very next day. So these are some of the tips. We really hope these help you. All the very best.